They say when you travel far enough, you'll meet yourself. So today, we're talking World Tourism Day. Everybody loves a good trip, right? Maybe not everyone, right? But most people love a good trip, visit new places, just experience life from another perspective. But how is that reality playing out in Nigeria, particularly when it comes to linking all of those beautiful sites and locations to economic growth, employment, GDP growth, and the rest? Today, we're joined on the program by the president of the National Association of Tour Operators, Bolaji Mustafa. Haja, you're welcome to the Morning Brief.
Yes, good morning.
Well, I know that today is a big day for you as, the national president of the Association of Tour Operators. And this is all-encompassing, really, from flights to destinations to hospitality services. This is a huge industry. But I'd like you to speak first to the theme of this year's celebration or commemoration, that is tourism and peace. And essentially says that tourism is meant to be a tool for peace. So cultures, nations can interact by a virtue of tourism and get to understand each other better. But how has that played out in the context of Nigeria for you as a player in that sector? Why? I ask because it's tough, for example, to travel to some parts of the country by road. So I want to explore some places, but I'm worried that going by road might be a bit tricky for me. So how is Nigeria playing in the context of that theme, tourism and peace?
Yes, we're advocating for peace today, so that without peace, tourism cannot exist. Just like where you don't have peace, you have issues of security, there won't be tourism. So today we're advocating for peace so that tourism can survive. So that's why we are connecting with different local government, different areas to celebrate World Tourism Day, to advocate what peace means, to work with them, collaborate with different stakeholders so that we can all join and to advocate for tourism in this part of the world, Nigeria. So that's why we're working with different people among ourselves, among different stakeholders, with different company, with local government. Everybody is coming together, advocating for peace today, so that we will be able to talk about tourism. Saying you mentioned. Maybe if you want to travel from one place to another. So that's why in each of these destinations, we are telling them what peace is, let me say, maybe talking to the villagers, talking to everybody, that if there's peace, then tourism will survive, and we can make a lot of benefit from that, and it will actually add to the development and the growth of this of Nigeria.
There's this book, I personally call it the Tourism Bible of Nigeria by Dayo Adedayo, and I imagine you've seen that Tour Nigeria book. I keep flipping through it every other day because I see these locations and I'm like, first, this is Nigeria, right? Wow, my Nigeria. And you want to go to these places. So I want us to also speak about those destinations. As a tour operator, these destinations and the gold that lies in it, the money that flows. I know you see the money. You don't have to tell us how much, because we can tell you, by the way, how much it contributes to the GDP, but it's not near enough where we ought to be. So let's speak to some of the, ways we can now link the locations with the economy. First, the economy of the locales and the economy of the nation. The very first one is flight ticket. And I'll let you take it away from there. If you want to travel now, it's over 100,000 for just, one way. Imagine two-way, 200 plus. So how is tourism really doing in Nigeria in the context of that as well?
Yes. Yes, you mentioned the flight. there are some places that a lot of people get on flight now because some of the roads are not good, or some of the roads are not safe. If these roads are safe, a lot of people will go on the road, they will feel comfortable, like now going from here to Benin, to Badagry, and all this place, to flying to Cotonou. You rather get on the boat or go by road. So if all this place, we need to develop the road, develop all the locations where we have tourism, so that it will be easy for people to navigate through. Yes, the rates of flight is somewhere, even from here to Ghana, or from here to Togo, or from here to Cotonou. But I think the government is doing something. They're trying to pave way. I think the waterways is also the in thing now, going from here to Benin to Cotonou, because I have some people who are going to be coming in from those destinations now to Nigeria to come and celebrate World Tourism Day. Some of our tour operators, some of our members are actually coming in by boat to celebrate World Tourism Day with us here. So if all these places are being worked on, and I see that on the waterways now there is a lot of security. There's no issue of kidnapping here and there. If all those are being worked on, there's full security on the road. The road network is good. People will be able to, there'll be peace. You feel free to go on those roads, to go anywhere to enjoy tourism. Without that, tourism cannot survive. Then you won't be able to. For example, from here to Ilorin, it's supposed to be Kwara. Going on tourism, so not supposed to take more than 3-4 hours. And if the road is not safe, people will prefer to fly, and all this thing adds to the value, adds to the ICOP and the price increase of flight. So, but that way, I think if you're able to navigate way and do all this on the road, it will cushion the effects of what is happening presently.
Wow, your plans make me excited, and in fact, wanting to join you on the celebration of World Tourism Day. But that's where I'm headed now. Let's talk about the opportunities. And as you spoke, I felt guilty because at the start of the program, when the opportunity came to talk about tourism dreams, I went to the Bahamas first before considering home. So tell us about the opportunities inherent in for people who are considering tourism as a field for practitioner, the opportunities, because how many young Nigerians would say, when I grow up, I want to become a tour guide? So what are the opportunities in the tourism value chain, despite the challenges that we obviously find ourselves in?
Yeah, there's a lot of potential. In fact, I'll tell you, tourism is our next oil. It's our oil presently, because that's where we would end up to be. We have to develop what we have in Nigeria, because we have a lot of potential. And that's why we as tour operator are coming out to actually talk about our own story. A lot of people out there say different things about Nigeria, and they don't really tell the story. That's why we as Nigerians need to tell our own story, need to tell the world about the potentials that we have. Even some of the foreigners know the potentials that Nigeria has to offer for tourism. And that's why we are coming out there to say, using some of the tourism sites to actually celebrate World Tourism Day, to showcase some of these tourism sites, so that people can see that, oh, really, where is this? Is this really happening in Nigeria? And they want to come, they want to see the place. So there's a lot of potential. And for anybody, there's a lot of young people now that we're mentoring to actually see tourism as a great potential, to actually see it that you don't have to actually work in an oil company or something. There's a lot to do in the tourism industry. We want to bring people in to Nigeria so that we can also earn in dollars, not going out there to spend dollars, so that they can see our potential here. Because once you take people on a tour to say, okay, this is it, from the potential starts from the pickup from the airport to the destination booking hotel accommodation, booking flights for them, taking them to some of these tourism sites, even for the food that they will eat, and showcasing and seeing what Nigeria has to offer is a lot. It's a lot that I cannot explain it, but there's a lot of potential and there's money in tourism. Honestly, that is our new oil. And I pray, I know we're getting close now. The things are changing. People are beginning to really understand. Nigerians are beginning to travel within Nigeria and also within Africa. So that's way our young people can also leverage on working and taking tourism as the next profession to work. It's a great job and very interesting. I love the field, and that's the passion that is keeping me on. But now we're moving from passion to business. So there's a lot of potential in the tourism business.
So I want you to pitch to a panel of leaders now. This is World Tourism Day and their conference is ongoing. So if you were to pitch to a committee of the Ministry of Tourism, for instance, what would you be highlighting about the infrastructural deficits in major tourism sites across the country? We're talking about our national parks, those monuments. So what are the infrastructural deficits that you find there in your many trips and journeys around across Nigeria that need to be provided in order to shore up, to attract more Nigerians at home, abroad, and in fact expatriates, to come and see what Nigeria has?
Yeah, okay. I'll put this to the Ministry of Tourism. Of course, the minister has been doing a lot lately, going to most of these destinations, because if you don't visit, you can only, for me, I go to all these destinations so that I know the products I am selling. So they have also taken it as a point of duty to visit most of these destinations so that they know what the problem is, what they need to fix. In most of these, for different parks, all this tourism, we just need the government intervention to actually, work on this, on the major tourism site, so that it's habitable and it's okay for us to sell this destination, and we can start turning them and start making money from this. And the government can also tap in from generating a lot of revenues for this. For example, we've chosen going on the marina, the train station, the Blue Rain that we have. So most of the Nigerian tour operators and all the people are joining us from marina to National Theatre. And we have also the support of the Lagos State, which is the SSA. Idris Aregbe. He's been doing a wonderful job. He's going to join us with Lamata team from marina to National Theatre to see how we can actually take people on tour if we're going from here to Abeokuta or from different ways, so that you can do a tour trade to different destinations. We're going on that. We're visiting some of the art studio inside the National Theatre. These are some of the hidden gems that people don't really know. And the icing on the cake is the railway station. We have the Jekyll. A lot of people don't even know that a Jekyll house, the mini museum, exists in that place. You need to see what is there. You need to see where we'll be going on tour, to see the old part of the railway station where it begins from, and they have a very beautiful picnic there. There's a lot of hidden gem in Nigeria that the government needs to tap into, develop this destination, and let people of Nigeria and the tour operator make the best use of it. So I'm advocating for development of this. I can't mention all the tour sites here, because it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot of hidden gem out there, and government needs to, come on board to identify, visit some of these places to develop there. Lagos State needs to visit those tour sites, especially in Lagos, not the known ones, the hidden ones that you don't know. Those are the ones we go to, identify them, promote them, and let government do something so that it's habitable for people to relax and enjoy themselves in some of these tour locations.
So what time did you call that your tour again? Because you've mentioned places. What time is it again? Maybe we'll talk about that on this side.
Everybody is heading way now to Marina.
Right.
That's the Skyline Marina. Getting on the train, we have the Obaku Shoko as well. They're coming on board with us.
You've hyped this event so much now that I imagine everybody will want to join you. You've really
everybody is keen in on this one. People are traveling from Lagos, from everywhere to join us on Tourism Day. Getting on the train from Marina to the National Theatre. From the National Theatre, we're going to the art studio. We're visiting and looking at all the railway station.
Okay, you know what? Let me come in there because you mentioned
that is happening now at National Theatre.
Fantastic, and I want to come in here because you mentioned the National Theatre. You kept saying government should come on board. I don't know how much government can take on, or whether or not it has proven that it's able to manage, these resources well. And National Theatre, for example, has been renovated by the Bankers Committee. That's the private sector coming in.
Yes.
So really, I don't know, has government proven itself as a good manager of tourist sites? I think the model that has been postulated or that has been prescribed is that government should provide all of the regulatory framework, some sort of security, infrastructure to some extent, but allow the private sector to be the ones at least largely managing it, because they are quick on their feet, they are nimble, they are able to. 80% of the operators in the tourist industry, according to the minister, are below 40 years of age. A lot of them are able to bring technology on board. Most of them, are not in the civil service. So maybe that's something we also need to drum in, the role of private sector in this one, don't you think?
Yes, the role of private sector is very key. Even if government develop any product without involving the stakeholder, it cannot survive. The tour operator, the stakeholder, the private sector are the one to actually key in, to promote this destination, to sell it. Like for my team, for my members now, we are all going out there. We locate inside National Theatre. You will not believe there's an hidden gem there, which is an art studio. Inside there's a lot, not only the theater itself. I'm saying within the environment, you have the art studio there, you have the railway station there. Most of the members, we have over 200 members who are going to be present there. The local government of the mainland local government is also joining us here. That's the piece, that's the collaboration we're talking about.
Okay.
All these people will be using the social media platform, their phones, everything, because you mentioned technology, to actually showcase this destination, promote it, and advocate to the world. And where that can get to. All the people in the diaspora see that Nigeria and the NATOP, Nigeria Tour Operators Association, is celebrating World Tourism Day by showcasing. We don't just go or do conferencing alone. We go to the tourism site.
Quick one here because of time. I want us to, as much as possible, sell this idea. We've talked about the role of government, private sector, but the people who will visit the site. The minister was talking about 1.2 million visits into the country, and I think much more for domestic tourism trips in Nigeria. But I want you to speak to this. The average, I don't know if the average Nigerian sees tourism as on the top 10 on their list of priorities, right? So there's food. Food is like maybe 1 to 5. And then there's petrol, there's housing, then maybe tourism is on the next page or on another book entirely. So what do you say about the tourism seeking behavior of Nigerians, if there's anything like that? And how much do you need to engage in tourism, just see new places? Is there a threshold? Is there where you can go for tourism on a budget so that Nigerians can begin to see themselves as potential tourists, right?
You'll be shocked. Lately, because of the high increase in maybe flight or traveling outside Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians are beginning to do tourism within Nigeria. I can tell you, a lot of people are beginning to see that, they need to take out some time to rest. They need to, explore some of this destination, and the turnout has been increasing. Even myself, most of the requests I normally receive is to say I want to go to London, to go to Dubai and all that. So, and maybe some of these places too, because they've actually shut down Nigeria, people are beginning to look inward, and the government are also trying to develop. Lagos State is doing a lot to develop some of these tourism sites. So that's why people are beginning to visit.
All right.
And
so can I go on tourism for 20,000 naira, 10,000 naira? Is that possible?
Yes, you can.
Where can I visit?
You can, just some of these places. You can visit the Lekki Convention Center. That's one from here.
That's minus transport too.
Exactly. I was going to say that.
With 20,000 naira, I can tell you can do the tour of the mainland. The tour of the mainland.
Okay.
All right.
You can do the tour of the mainland. You can visit Nikkei Art Gallery. You can visit what's it called? Lekki Convention Center.
Or you can just stroll around your area. You don't have to spend money.
You can go to the railway. The railway from here to Ebute Metta to actually visit the Jekyll House will not even cost you up to 20,000 naira. The Jekyll House Museum. To visit and go through the story of that railway, the house itself. A lot of films are being shot in this house and people don't even know about it.
I'm going to add to your title, official Lagos State tour guide. That's what I'm adding to your title.
Yes, I'll take it.
Well, there you have it.
I'll take it because we're partnering with Lagos State soon to start doing Lagos city tour.
Okay, there you go. We have to anchor at this point. I know it's a big day, but I'm hoping that we can really come together to get the best from that sector. We've been speaking with Bolaji Mustafa, President, National Association of Tour Operators, on this World Tourism Day. Thank you. I wish you the very best.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.